Robert Willie Pickton. The name hung heavy in the air, a chilling whisper that spoke of unspeakable horrors. He was a man hiding in plain sight, a monster masquerading as a simple pig farmer. But beneath the facade of rural life, darkness festered. Pickton's farm, nestled in the Fraser Valley of British Columbia, held a sinister secret, a gruesome truth that would shake Canada to its core. Born into a farming family, Pickton's early life offered little to hint at the horrors he would inflict. The farm was a place of hard work and simple pleasures, where the days were long and the nights were quiet. It was a life that seemed to promise nothing but the ordinary. He was quiet, unremarkable, a shadow drifting through the background. To those who knew him, he was just another face in the crowd, someone who could easily be overlooked. But beneath that unassuming exterior, something far more sinister was brewing. Yet even in his youth there were whispers of disturbing behavior, a cruelty to animals that hinted at a deeper darkness. Neighbors would occasionally speak of the unsettling incidents, but they were often dismissed as mere childhood mischief. Little did they know, these were the early signs of a much darker path. As Pickton grew, the shadows within him deepened, twisting him into something monstrous. His demeanor changed, becoming more withdrawn and secretive. The once innocent farm boy was slowly transforming into a figure of dread. He gravitated towards the fringes of society, finding solace in the company of other outcasts. These were people who, like him, lived on the edges, away from the scrutiny of mainstream society. In their company, he found a twisted sense of belonging. The family farm, once a place of innocent toil, became his sanctuary, a place where he could indulge in his darkest desires far from prying eyes. The isolation of the farm provided the perfect cover for his increasingly sinister activities. It was here, amidst the stench of pigs and decay, that the monster truly began to take shape. The farm, now a place of rot and ruin, mirrored the corruption within him. It was a breeding ground for the evil that was to come, a place where shadows grew darker and more menacing with each passing day. Pickton's descent into depravity was a gradual one, a slow slide into the abyss, a journey marked by increasing darkness and malevolence. He began frequenting Vancouver's downtown Eastside, a grim place known for its drug addiction and prostitution. The area was a magnet for those society had forgotten. It was here, amongst the lost and vulnerable, that Pickton found his prey. Women who were already struggling, already on the edge. Women began to disappear, vanishing from the streets without a trace. Their absence was a haunting reminder of the dangers lurking in the shadows. Their families, desperate for answers, were met with silence. The pain of not knowing, the endless waiting, was unbearable. The police, overwhelmed by the sheer number of missing women, struggled to make headway. Each new case added to their frustration and despair. Pickton, emboldened by his success, grew bolder, more brazen. He felt invincible, untouchable. He lured his victims back to the farm with promises of food, drugs, or money. The allure of a brief respite from their harsh realities was too tempting. Once inside the gates of his secluded property, they were trapped, ensnared in a web of deceit and cruelty, at the mercy of a predator who saw them as nothing more than objects to be used and discarded. Their fates were sealed the moment they crossed his path. The nightmare finally began to unravel when police, acting on a tip, obtained a search warrant for Pickton's property. The tip had come from a concerned citizen who had noticed unusual activity on the farm, leading authorities to take immediate action. What they found sent shockwaves through the nation. The discovery was beyond anyone's worst fears, a chilling revelation that would haunt the community for years to come. The farm was a scene of unimaginable horror, a macabre testament to the depths of human depravity. Investigators were met with a landscape that seemed straight out of a nightmare, each corner of the property revealing more gruesome evidence. Remains were scattered throughout the property, mixed in with animal remains, a gruesome jigsaw puzzle that would take years to piece together. Forensic teams worked tirelessly, sifting through the macabre mix to identify the victims and bring some semblance of closure to their families. The sheer scale of Pickton's crimes was staggering. Each new discovery added to the growing horror, painting a picture of a man whose capacity for evil seemed boundless. He was charged with the murders of 26 women, though the true number of his victims may never be known. The charges were a grim reminder of the lives lost and the families forever changed by his actions. The trial was a media frenzy, the world watching in horror as the full extent of Pickton's brutality was revealed. Journalists from around the globe descended on the courtroom, capturing every moment of the proceedings, while the public grappled with the horrifying details of the case. Robert Willie Pickton was found guilty of 6 counts of second-degree murder and sentenced to life in prison. His farm, a place of unimaginable suffering, was demolished, erased from the landscape like a bad dream. Yet, the scars he left on the families of his victims and on the Canadian psyche remain. Pickton's case exposed the vulnerabilities of marginalized women and the systemic failures that allowed their disappearances to go unnoticed for so long. The pig farmer became a chilling reminder of the darkness that can lurk beneath the surface of everyday life, a stark warning that monsters can wear human faces.